the old RUC, the old guard of the RUC, have inserted themselves into the current police service and are in charge of all of these investigations. So the people to which the questions persist about their actual responsibility for the killings are deciding what information should be released and not be released. And that's really what's at stake here. So we have come to America to say to people and to ask and to appeal for your support. In the 1990s, when Martin had asked Bill Clinton in a room in New York about a visa for Gerry Adams and for the peace process to be given space to grow, that happened, and there was hope. And when the Accord was signed in 1998, it was an important event because that Accord came about simply because of the US involvement. Sending Senator George Mitchell to Ireland to chair the talks was effectively saying to the British, you're not neutral, you're not independent, you're not impartial, you're actually partial. And that was an important development, and it led to the agreement. And I suppose many Americans think, though, that was a good piece of work, and it was a good piece of work, job done. But I think since '98 and to the current period is that we've had rollback and pushback on the part of the British. And we need American involvement again to push back and to push them over the line. We have a whole international community, the European Commissioner for Human Rights, the European courts, the Lord Chief Justice in the North, and a whole range of people and institutions saying the people that are out of step with the British and the Unionists. Now the problem we have at the minute is that the DUP have 10 seats at Westminster in the elections, the recent elections, the Westminster elections in London, the London Parliament. And the Tory government in Britain are hanging on by their fingertips, and they need those 10 votes. And the price for those 10 votes is that the British government will do anything that the Unionists want in the North. And that's the context of the reality of where we are. And it's not a very healthy place to be in. But the British don't want to deal with these issues either. They're trying to avoid the reputational damage that the exposure of what they were up to in our country, arming loyalists, providing information, sending agents to kill people. And the figures and the statistics that we have are huge. There's around 800 people killed through collusion. And there's just under 400 people killed by the state. 67 of those people, 72 of those people were children, in the definition of 18 and under. There were women, there were priests, and there's been no accountability and no justice. So the exposure of that is really what is at stake. So as families campaign for justice and new evidence comes forward, the denial of justice is the bedrock of how the British are building this wall. As one lawyer said in the court, every time we see light at the end of a tunnel for families seeking truth and justice, the British state build more tunnel. And I think that's the sense of it. And what we're saying is that, there's this old saying that when America sneezes, Britain catches cold. And what we're saying, we want America to shout and to talk louder and for Britain to jump. And that's why we're here. So, the whole, I suppose, the reception that I've received since I've got here has been marvellous, it's been fantastic, and it's very encouraging. But we need action, we need to translate that on the ground, that energy, that enthusiasm to do stuff into actionable points. So Martin and people have put together an excellent letter, they're calling it a sign-off letter for Congress and Senate, that we can get a number of congressional and Senate members to sign the letter. And the letter goes to the British, and I suppose that's the start of the process. We think if we had a congressional hearing around these issues in March, and we think if we could get even people from the Senate and the Congress, and even people from the Brehon Law Society, the AOH, the IAUC, Irish American Unity Conference, and others, to come to the North on a fact-finding mission, where they could come and meet the Irish government, the British government, they could meet the police, they could meet all the key people, the justice people in the courts, they could meet the families and the lawyers, and they could make up their own mind after examining all the facts. We think that, and produce a report, we think that would be hugely significant and would have impact. So what we're saying is time for America to re-engage in these issues and to pursue them. So that's the message, folks. I'm conscious that, I'm probably a bit off track in speaking tonight, given the day that's in it, and given me, I'm very conscious that, I want to convey to you is the families back home need your support. They really do. And it will make a huge difference. It'll get us to the place we need to get to. It really will. And I want to thank you all.